Kechara Mystical Treasures, fondly known as KMT, was the first Dharma outlet under the Kechara umbrella to be situated in a shopping center. Located on the first floor of Piccolo Galleria in the happening streets of Bukit Bintang, KMT was in the heart of Kuala Lumpur's shopping heaven. Officially opened by the previous Deputy Information Minister, Dato' Donald Lim Siang Chai, on the 1st of April 2005. After almost 2 years in Piccolo Galleria, KMT relocated to the hip happening district of Bangsar with greater plans to expand. After months of renovation, the premises was finally ready for us to move in. On the night of 11th of July, staff and volunteers of Kechara assembled at Kechara Paradise's store in SS2 to load the stocks onto the lorry to be delivered to KMT in Bangsar. Heavy loads were passed down from the top floor of a 3-story shop lot to the ground floor. The arduous task took us about 2 hours to complete before we headed to the new place to unload the stocks. The task of unloading the stocks from the lorry was much easier, as the new KMT is located on the ground floor. There was a sense of joy and harmony as we lifted things from the lorry to the new store. The sight of the new, brightly lit Dharma outlet signified a new and bright beginning for sharing Dharma with people of that area. The Dharma staff and volunteers retired early that night to recharge as they look forward to unpacking the stocks the next day. On the next day, more staff and volunteers gathered at KMT as early as 9:30 in the morning to help arrange and unpack the stocks from the boxes. Before actually putting the items onto the shelves, the stocks are recounted once again to ensure that the recorded numbers tallied with the initial inventory. Many volunteers came in throughout the day to help out and ensure that nothing was left undone. The scene was overwhelming as every nook and corner of KMT was bustling with busy bees working with joy, laughter and enthusiasm, the spirit of Dharma. A week later, when most things were up and operating in KMT, Kechara house members and staff gathered at the Dharma Center to offer prayers to Mother Tara before inviting her to KMT. The prayer session was led by our business development liaison with a group of outlet staff and volunteers before the compassionate gaze of Mother Tara. We ended the session with a wonderful dedication prayer. The offering items laid before Mother Tara were then cleared away to make space. The detachable parts of the statue were dismantled The lotus base was removed to facilitate the moving process and to lighten the load of transporting the full statue. Mother Tara was then transported to KMT by lorry, accompanied by many strong men who helped to carry her. KMT's new premises, Mother Tara is carefully installed and placed on the platform specially made for her in the center of the store. Everyone's surprise, His Eminence Tsemtulku Rinpoche paid a visit to KMT to give encouragement to everyone who had contributed their time and effort. Rinpoche gave a short Dharma talk and took a stroll around the store to check out the products on offer. August 28, 2007, the official opening of KMT by our Deputy Finance Minister, Yang Berbahagia Dato Dr. Yan Yan.
Dato dan Datin, esteemed guests, respected friends, on behalf of Kechara Mystical Treasures, fondly known as KMT, I thank Yang Performance very much for taking time out from a busy schedule to officiate KMT's opening today. KMT is one of the 4 retail outlets that sprang up in the Klang Valley within the last 3 years following the opening of the first, that is, Kechara Paradise in SS2 PJ in the year 2000. The other 2 outlets are Dharma Mystical Treasures in One Dharma and Yogini Mystical Treasures in Lot 10. These outlets are the brainchild of our spiritual advisor, His Eminence Tsemtulku Rinpoche of the Great Gamden Shatsen Monastery. KMT was formerly in a shopping mall in KL and now relocated to its present premises here in Bangsar. KMT specializes in the retail of art and crafts and artifacts sourced from the Himalayan region, especially of Tibetan origin. Most of the items are personally selected by our team of purchasers who make regular trips to Nepal, India and Tibet to carefully choose and arrange for the items to be shipped to Malaysia. They are then cleaned and painted by a dedicated young team of artists in Kechara Paradise's art department, Saraswati. Our outlets practice a no discount policy, but in view of Visit Malaysia year, we are offering a privileged discount to tourists who visit our outlets and bring home with them a gift or two to remember their wonderful time they had in our beautiful land, Malaysia. The privileged discount is valid from today to 31st December 2007. Sekian, terima kasih.
Thank you, Henry. And now, can we please invite Yang Berhormat Datuk Dr. Yan Yan to give us a speech. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very good morning to one and all. Mr. Henry Lee, the also on of business. Datin and Chin, the also of finance, Rubicon, the also of personal affairs and outlets, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Again, a very good morning to one and all, and a very happy 50th year anniversary of Decca. Thank you very much, Henry and Datin, for having me here to officiate this very, very interesting, colorful outlet for Bangsar. Really, the development of this center is another development to Malaysia's effort to value add our tourism industry. One knows the Malaysian economy. I'm a category of finance. I have to speak economy. The Malaysian economy has moved from very basic agriculture economy to, again, very basic manufacturing economy till now, 21st century, we are moving into a services industry, which includes, of course, tourism. Malaysia is a very small country, a country of 27 million people. We are an open, small economy. We cannot compete with the world outside. But what we have is, like Henry says, our multiculturalism, our diversity, and our respect and balance of multiculturalism. And therefore, we believe that we are one of the best countries to promote tourism. And that's why in 2000, when we became Deputy Minister of Tourism, we positioned Malaysia as Malaysia Truly Asia. If you want to go to any country to see Asia, you surely must come to Malaysia, because you cannot see in one street a mosque, a temple, a church, a Catholic church, a Protestant church. It has various types of temples here, and it is precisely in Malaysia. It is also positioning this Malaysia to the Asia that we remind Malaysians again and again and again that diversity is our strength, diversity is not our weakness. We must go towards the world with our diversity behind us. And therefore Malaysia to Asia, Tibet is definitely very much Asia. And this is, as I said, another addition to our tourism product. Many tourists, they would like to come to a place where they can see a microzone of the world here. And talking of Tibet, I think we talk of Tibet, it conjures up much imagination. People are fascinated by Tibet. For me, I think my fascination with Tibet will be the beauty of humankind to be able to survive in very harsh conditions. Tibet is harsh. I have not been to Tibet, I've only been to Qinghai, which is just below, and already I could not take the low oxygen situation. When you look at Tibet, you find the people. I'm amazed by Tibetans, the way they're so philosophical about life. The wealth doesn't mean anything to them. I was in Daiko in May this year, and I had the good fortune of having a Tibetan guide with me, a very wonderful young man who speaks good English. And when we started talking about Tibet, and then he told me that he had many yachts. And of course, coming from economic background, financial background, I asked, how much is one yacht? Don't know. How much are you worth? Don't know. I said, why do I bother? It doesn't matter to me how many yachts I own. It doesn't matter to me. When I sponsor a yacht, I share with everyone. And then he said they don't eat fish. I said, why don't you eat fish? Because if you kill a fish, you feed only one person. Whereas if you kill a yacht, you feed 500 persons. That's intense philosophy for me, you know what I mean? That the one life that one gives up must serve more life. And the other thing is, they will spend days and years to go to a monastery on their 4 feet. Have you seen them doing that? With all the cushions on their hands and knees and elbows. It just it humbles me so much that such simplicity of life, such belief in balance of nature, such harmonization of humankind and nature is Tibet. There are many things that modern world must learn from Tibet. There are many things the modern people must learn about Tibet, and of course the other aspect of Tibet is a wonderful art, the intricacies, the fine lines. It brings out the creativity of mankind. Such simple life, and yet they can bring out such beautiful things. So I think for this center, if you walk into a center, we not only look at beautiful things, but we also give praise to the wonderful wonderful ability of humankind to bring up such beautiful art, and also to remind us and again that life is just not about money. Life has a greater challenge to us, and that is to how to make this a better world. So to Henry and the Datin, thank you on behalf of the Ministry of Tourism to bring another product here. And from the Ministry of Finance, I want to thank you because you are enhancing the services industry of Malaysia. We are moving into the services industry. Look at this from the religious perspective. We look at this from the spiritual perspective. So ladies and gentlemen, you are all very fortunate to be invited for this first opening. I'm sure you already eyed what you want to buy. Put the booking there. You always get the best at opening, and I hope that you will help us all together with Henry to spread this good news to all around. That do come to this place if you want to again reflect upon the meaning of life. You want to reflect again what's the meaning of, how simple Tibetans can come up with such wonderful creation, and yet live such a simple life, and yet believe in totality, the balance of humankind and nature. With this, I wish you all the best, and with all of you, I wish you great shopping today. Thank you.
After her speech, Yang Berbahagia Dato Dr. Ng officiated the opening of Kechara Mystical Treasures by cutting the yellow ribbon. Alongside her are Liaison of Finance Datin Ng and Business Development Liaison Mr. Henry Ng. Yang Berbahagia then took time out to check out some of the jewellery in the store before purchasing a few pieces. The whole shop was bustling with excitement, with many guests browsing KMT and Kechara Media and Publications products. Kechara House members and volunteers were also on hand to explain the store's products and our Dharma Center's activities to guests. As a gesture of appreciation and thanks, Datin Ng presented the guest of honor, Yang Berbahagia Dato Dr. Ng Yan Yan, with gifts and a bouquet of flowers.